Miami, Miami, Miami. It feels like Miami.
Welcome on this Monday night to your Miami Heat postgame show. Today at the helm is myself, Shiobhan, and running this quick little efficient two-man game with me, Kyle Scarlett. Hello, Kyle.
Boo. That's how I'm feeling. Boo.
Oh,
I'm
man.
booing them. Boo.
Oh, man. Yeah, your Miami Heat lose to the Golden State Warriors, 135-112. And I thought there was a chance at places. I thought we were, maybe gonna do a little something, and then a little something got done to us, and then some. Kyle, we're backstage and we're setting up the show and we're talking to producers and we're getting ready and this, that, and the third. And you said to me, that whole game pissed me off.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna give you the floor to let the people know why. Ready, go.
All right. Here's what pissed me off. First off, they turned over the ball a lot. Like we praised them the other night for taking care of the ball. They shot a lot of shots, but a reason they were able to win the game they won last game was because they took care of the damn ball. That's number one. Number two, SPO'S rotations confuse the hell out of me. I don't know what he's doing from game to game. I don't understand the balance of it. I don't understand why he still runs 3-guard lineups. I don't know why he matches up small when he has two guys who could probably run big instead with the team he's playing that does not have more than one 7-footer on their team. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And it pissed me off mainly because if you're going to turn over the ball, how about also not taking so many damn threes? Because it didn't work all night. All night. They couldn't hit. Well, they hit the side of the backboard or missed everything completely, which pissed me off. And I don't know if it's like a Heat tradition. Once you have 1 3 missed, we're going to take some more. And then when we miss 3 more, we're going to take 5 more.
Listen, the only way out is through. The only way out is through.
I don't get it. I don't understand the logic. Like, it's yes, there's the law of averages. Yeah, you take enough, you'll get. No, you see that it's not working. You see the shot you took the other night's not working. Maybe put it on pause.
Hold on, my brothers. CM 200. Shout out to you in the sub. Let's run through our daily show sheet since CM is always with us. Bad Bam game, SPO'Tations, poor 3-point defense, turnovers, defense with a C. Are you Canadian? Turnovers, decision making, shot selection on offense. Where scored points, but what else? No Myron after the OKC spark. To one of CM's points into yours, the rotations tonight. Keep going. We'll come back.
And then I think on a night where I feel he could have played with more flow, kind of how he did with the OKC game. He kind of plugged and played to see what worked a little bit. I know they have a game tomorrow, so that's fine. I get it, but that should not impact how you run your rotation, especially with a young roster. You do have young guys on there. Nico doesn't play anything but garbage time, or a little bit less towards the end of the game. Didn't understand that either. I don't know what goes through SPO'S brain as far as like rotations. I don't get it. I don't get it. You play. I love Fontecchio's energy tonight. That was great. That's fine. Whatever. However, after a few minutes, you sit him and you let someone else pick up the baton, hand that thing over, because then the rest of the game, he didn't even touch the rim on his last shot. All that hustling got them arms tired. So maybe play somebody else early so that if you're gonna bring him back in, he's fresh. He was not fresh. He didn't have more than 2 minutes on the bench before he got subbed back in.
Look, to you and Google's fate. I still don't understand why Fettuccini is still playing this late in the fourth. Our starting lineup should have been in early in the fourth when we cut the lead to 8. SPO'S good for that, and we know that SPO is very good for I'm gonna let the group who kind of massage the deficit back into something manageable, tried to ride the shit out. Like they kind of brought us back. I think they deserve the weight and the pressure and all of the deciding, everything else to try to close it out for us. And to both of you guys' point, sometimes it's like, yeah, that's cool and all, but where is and how do we I don't know, how do we find the balance? How do we strike the subs earlier? How do we, honor the bench units and the bench lineups and their contributions and keeping them engaged and all of that while still, all right, thank you, mans 6 through 9. Appreciate y'all. Mans 1 through 4. Let's get back in here and close it out.
And people are going to point to Bam, which rightfully so. He shot January. He shot the month of January.
Yeah.
Which is terrible. But I think my frustration goes into that. That's why another reason why this game pissed me off. If you see the captain is not having the game he had the last game, find your damn big and pass to him. Ware got a few passes. Loved them. Great. Bam don't have it going. Couple of times where they could have lobbed him the ball where he had optimal positioning. No. Where Powell goes down court on a fast break, has a 3-on-1 and still decides I'm going to take the shot. Brother, you can't pass. You did it the other night to win the game. Swing the ball.
There was a stretch of poor decision making, like poor shot selection, and I understand. See, and that's part of this whole. How many possessions did we have tonight? That's part of this whole get as many possessions as possible. And cheat our way, not cheat, but embellish our way through it with that. We only 99 field goal attempts this game. A respectable 99. Yeah, I'm with you. Some of the Bam stuff, 13 won't be consistent till he knows his body. Listen, you don't get me started. Here, since we're here, we can stick with the captain for a little bit. Like you said, he shot what'd you say, January from the field. That boy he shot 6 days ago from the field tonight. 1 for 13, 0 for 5 from 3, 12 boards. But I was watching to kind of get a beat on how they were kind of orienting and aligning their offense today. And they flow through kind of so many different variations of whether they stack 3 in the corner. Sometimes they'll stack 2 in the corner and put 1 on the opposite baseline. Sometimes it's 2 in the corner, 1 strong side baseline, all a bunch of different stuff. And in doing that, I'm constantly like watching or trying to watch so many things at once. Bam just felt to float. Crotty and Erie were talking about the benefits of him at the 5 and how he was able to take, I think, like Quentin Post off of a drive, but did that like one time or something negligible. Bam need to be physical, get to the line. What he shot 2 free throws today, 4? 2 free throws today. And I don't know. I'm like, Quentin is big. Quentin Post is big and kind of lumbering. And in theory, yeah, with Erie and Crotty, take him off the bounce. Yeah. Golden State's defense was like really well comported. They gave like just a good little cushion wherever we're lined up, on the perimeter. All of their defenders are maybe 2 steps off on the perimeter. They did a really good, namely Steph when he was guarding Pella. They did a really good job dropping off of our cutters early and just um, you know, giving more attention to whatever it was that's happening in the paint. So we're trying to cut from the low corner, we're trying to cut from the 45, we're trying to cut from the slot. And Steph is halfway taking that guard through and then just planting himself in the paint. They were collapsing big on Jaime's drives today. We can get into him a little bit, but yeah, just offensively, for as fake close as it was for a while, it never really felt uh I don't know, there were pockets of cohesion, but it didn't feel, I don't know, it didn't like the bite didn't feel real and for long enough.
Yeah, they I don't know, maybe, and I don't know if maybe this is the vein that you're in, but I just didn't sense the team after the first half.
Yeah.
Third and fourth quarter, they just kind of like they came out and it was which to me, we talked about this third and fourth quarters, the beginning of both any quarter, but the beginning of the third and fourth quarter are where you're supposed to try to make kind of a move. And um after Jimmy, which I hope it's his injury isn't too serious, and he heals up well. But after that, it seemed like they just lacked energy, lacked force. And here's what I will place the onus on Bam. If you're not gonna have a good offensive night, you're the captain. We talked about it the other night. You need to still be felt on the floor. And I didn't feel him. And so the rest of the team, to be honest, didn't really feel him either. I think they go as he goes. And it's not even just the scoring, it's the activity, the ability to just be in and out of the chaos that they're trying to create on defense and get them organized on offense. But I just don't know that they really felt like the activity was cool, and that's kind of what it felt like. Activity was cool, but it didn't feel like they turned the game the way they were supposed to. Steph made a few shots. He's going to do that. You're going to live with that. He's all of it. You're going to live with that. But letting the others, as I'm coining a phrase, kind of get to their spots, make shots, get to the free throw line, and take yourself out of the game. And a little bit of that was Warriors just making shots, because they just made some shots, to be honest.
Yeah.
And you're going to live with that. But also to the point of the turnovers, not too much to go backwards, but where they turned the ball over, the decision making wasn't that great. I feel like Casper sat for too long, who I think was the strongest ball handler throughout the night for them. And instead of bringing him in, oddly enough, to kind of steady, okay, like we need to take care of the ball. We need to have strong handle here. They're playing with a little physicality. This is kind of what he needs. This is what he does, or he's shown to do so far.
Yeah.
I really think that in alignment with the rotations, there really wasn't much synergy with the rotations tonight. And so that plus the defensive lapses, plus the turnovers, I didn't really get a good sense of them. I didn't feel them. And I was like, oh, they're kind of going through the motions here. Which is what you don't want on the road against a team that still has Steph Curry on the other side. So
yeah. And for you are already playing at enough of a disadvantage with a guy like Stephen Curry at the helm, the lead ball handler on the other side. And so to have to, climb up that hill and be fighting against yourself and your own like defensive lapses and lapses in discipline. And there were a few defensive possessions where like things happened like too near Bam's vicinity, and like good things for the other team happened too easily.
Yeah.
There were some blow-bys from the very top of the key. I think Bam got blown by a couple times. There were, yeah, and you know, his work is always big. His job is always big. It's always, we're always asking what we're asking for from him, and I don't know, like yes, that's just the reality. Lenny, Lenny, Lenny Linster said we suck, man. And I'm trying not to lean into that. I'm trying not to go there because I don't think that that's necessarily the case. I don't know. I just, I want to feel Bam much more consistently. I'm still the offense. Um, you know, guys like Pella tonight and Jaime were winning drives. Jaime won drives and then got to the cup and smoked a bunch of stuff. CM had a comment up a little bit ago about Jaime missing some opportunities to get Kalel some easy touches and some easy lobs, and opting to take poor jump shots or whatever instead. There's Jaime winning drives and getting the bump and getting the contact and like winning the cadence of his like bump up or whatever the rhythm is in his contact, and still just short arming shit just like right at the rim. Like, what is happening? The opening frame, we got a few things at the rim. I think like Pella got a few things at the rim tonight and just smoked it. And so you're talking about, you got Steph at the other end of this snake. I think statistically or record wise, E. Reed said, you know, they're the second best team in the league since like November or December or some shit. Just, you know, the way that they've kind of been gelling and bringing it all together. You're having to defend against Steph and Jimmy, you know, empty side actions, step up screens, them just operating and flowing with one another, smoking layups like Sage. Shout out Big 8. Shout out to Omar, who is still alive with us. I don't know if you all, you know, caught what the fuck happened last episode. But shout out to Omar, he's still with us today. But yeah, man, you're having to deal with all of that. And then, like you said, the others come and do things. Fuck Brandon Pajemski. Pods had 24 on 9 of 19.
And can I say something to that, Bond,
Mm-hmm.
real quick? I think, funny enough, so, and I realized it, E. Reed mentioned it in the first half, that Pods and Jaime are rivals.
Yes, he did.
And I think they were talking trash to each other all night. That's who Pods was talking to every time he hit a shot. When they would call a timeout, he was talking to Jaime.
This
and
is
so I didn't realize it, and then it clicked to me.
This is
Jaime was talking a little bit when he would make a shot, and then Pods got on a heater where he just continued to make shots. I mean, Jaime hit a few threes
and was pressing and couldn't get things to connect.
Right. And so instead of playing within the flow,
yes,
he kind of was like, and I saw him, he was trying to go at him, but the shots were not, you know, and I think, you know, it's in the scouting report. Jaime's good around the rim. He's still, I think, top 15 in percentage around the basket. I don't know how that's going to look after the night. But they really just, he didn't play within flow. And so that back and forth really tilted in their favor. And it wasn't just Pods, because he did make some shots, but other guys got involved as well. So the response kind of lacked. They made some crazy shots.
Pods went off. You have Quentin Post went 5 for 7. Freaking 4 for 5 from 3. That's such a thing. The last comment was talking about you know, going under on some screens. Man, Quentin Post pick and pop. He was popping directly behind Steph. He was feeling super well. He had 4 for 5 from 3. I was hoping the camera would show who Pods was talking to. I'm like, he not even like that on the regular.
Yeah, he talking to Jaime.
Definitely talking to Jaime. Yeah, you got Quentin Post picking and popping. Steph, we're talking about going under the screens and stuff. You go over, you fight over. They're running him off of, you know, multiple sequential screens. His freaking floor game, Steph's floor game today was beautiful. The pocket passes, the really, really low angled bounce passes. I think it was Myron on the bench who Pods was directing his comments towards. Whoever it was, Pods was on one. And yeah, they just present such an offensive quandary. Al Horford is still skillful and does Al Horford thing. Moses Moody went 4 for 9. Buddy Hield went 6 for 9. Al Horford went 4 for 9. Gary Payton went 3 for 4. You have offensive input and fairly efficient offensive input from multiple places for them. And we got Andrew 6 for 14, Norm 7 for 16, and that's really Kalel 7 for 10, who, to your point earlier, probably could have got some more. He had 15 points in 18 minutes. We were talking last game about Kalel's production versus whether or not the games that he's productive in ends in wins. And I'm with it and I get it, but at some point, I don't know. I don't know.
I think my thing with that is I get matchups. I get it. I understand
very much so. Extremely much so.
I am not always a fan, and I haven't coached any kind of big time stuff. It's just small things. But in my opinion, if I have an advantage or a size advantage, I'm gonna play that advantage. I really, unless the person is horrible at being in certain positions, I would love for my size to impact the game. So Bam doesn't have it going offensively, fine. But you put both him and Ware out there and at least give yourself an opportunity defensively. So you stop something at the rim and Bam can kind of float. I'm not saying that it had to work, but of all the rotations that happened tonight, they didn't see the floor together at all.
You know what? I'm gonna jump in right here with you. Small ball is a size advantage, Spo. I'm weak. To that point about having just more size on the floor and kind of the overarching point of their lack of urgency defensively today. I was watching them defend, simple middle ball screen things, but these actions are always made more difficult because Steph is who Steph is. But I'm watching Kalel in a drop. I'm watching the guard trying to get over, and it's the quick Steph pocket pass, and Kalel is having to step up, or Norm is the low man defensively, and he's having to step up, and it's just they're just getting the loftiest kind of little lobs over the top. And G was talking about the two of them and statistically how bad it is and stuff, and defensively how not potent it is. And I don't know that I necessarily had a point with that. I'm just trying to kind of go back and forth with you on the actual effectiveness of the two of them versus, well, shit, we saw, him able to do these things number wise. We see where some of the problems feel to be visually, why not continue to give it more time to work itself out or whatever.
Right. And the argument could be made, they don't have a backup big, so blah, blah, blah. But that does not matter because Spo be playing 3. I do mean B. Spo be playing 3 guard lineups. Yeah, so I don't think that it matters whether they have a backup big or not. And so to me, if there was a season to just continue to try something and see if it works, the plus minus is going to be what it is. Some of that other stuff is going to be. But you're going to learn, especially, Ware needs to continue to learn. I saw some of his athleticism used tonight just on that fast break where I was like, why aside from lobs, there's other ways to use his athleticism a little bit that I don't think really gets utilized in his minutes. And functionality wise, for the most part, and I might end up harping on this all for the second half of the season unless something gets changed. Our our guards really don't find our bigs well, like at all. Like they don't find them in good seams, don't find them in good positions. I think Bam caught the ball out on the perimeter more frequently than he did around the paint area tonight. And Ware did get some lobs, but there were a few times where I was like, he had an easy basket if y'all just looked up a little bit, little pass up there and let him figure it out. But that to me is kind of this game kind of summed up what this season has kind of looked like. Where one game they can be like really clicking on offense, and then a team that really likes to slow it down can really swap that and dump it on its head. And you have games like tonight where, a game where they could have won, they get blown out. So, I'm going back to, I just didn't feel them really active. They kind of just were, we got a game tomorrow. I'm not saying they said this. I'm just saying that's what it felt like. We got a game tomorrow. So we just don't run. We're going to run through this game. If we win it, great. If not, whatever. No.
Quasi QWERTY says we be running Bledsoe, Dragic, IT Suns lineups, ultra small 3 guys. We're a little bigger than that. Come on now, we're a little bit, a little taller, maybe a little stronger. I don't know. Comments also said Pellets is pretty all right with finding bigs, and I'll give that there. Kaz is, I'm with you on the like. Norm could be better. Jaime could be better. Andrew can be better. Those things. Anything else? I did say I wanted to be sub 30. We're almost 30. That's fine. Mentioned him a little bit. We're in a loss and nothing else was really, really, popping for us today. We got a little bit of a Fettuccini resurgence for a bit. I thought he was okay. He was solid. He gave them, the motion shooting. He gave them a good sized body, and then he had a stretch where he went really cold, and it was like, dang. For a second, it was cool to have you back, sir.
I like this activity on the boards, and I think that's not something that I expected from him.
Yeah.
But his ability to just be felt a little bit. He did have he had 2 blocks tonight, which is funny.
He did.
And so he played with a little bit of fire.
Yeah, we don't have to. I'm not gonna ask you to, to glaze Fontecchio tonight. He just
had some energy. He had some energy, and that was fine.
It was cool seeing him have a quick little flash, like, oh hey, how are you? Getting sick of Bam. 4 points versus Quentin Post and Al Horford. Yeah, we talked about Bam a little bit earlier. I'm with you. I don't know, man. Who do we have tomorrow? Right, we play tomorrow.
Sacramento.
We got Sacramento tomorrow.
Slapped upside the
West
head the
Coast
last time
swing, West Coast trip. I don't really got much more for this game, man. Would have loved to feel Bam more. Jaime's got to connect more. Someone said we could have used more Myron. Yeah, sure, but at the point where we're needing more Myron, kind of what are we doing? We're going to go ahead and get out of here. For the fans, for our loyal listeners still up with us, we're going to go ahead and get into everyone's favorite segment, yours, mine, and ours. Kyle, what'd you have? You had something else you wanted to say?
Oh, no. Just do you work on that shot?
What kind of shot is that?
No. Oh my goodness, Valentine!
No.
Whoa.
Have you ever shot that shot?
Looking for Steph. Now Draymond's got it.
What did he do that for?
Draymond.
Do you work on that shot?
Got it! Oh!
When?
It's Cody Martin, you gotta hit it! Oh!
Step back, one leg and
To Bargnani. What is he doing?
what kind of shot is that?
What do you do that for? That's
No,
my
the one that got me was he goes, "What are you doing?" Where Banyani shot the three.
Yo, no. Give it to me, Omar. What we got? Do you work on that shot, Mr. Moses Moody? You know, I know that he does, but this one wouldn't appear so. Hard off the left side of the backboard on the left side of the court.
Ooh-wee.
That's a tough way to miss. Like, that's a skillful miss.
I didn't even see the shot. Do you work on that shot? Looking like it don't work on the shot either.
I'm weak. Oh man, Buddy Hield. No, this one was Buddy Hield, opposite side of the floor, high slot. I mean, the real high slot, about 4 steps off the line. Same thing, misses it on the left side of the backboard. These are skilled, like that's an artful miss. Oh man, not pellets, fucking pods. Sorry, Brandon Pajemski, trying to skate his way kind of into this paint. This looked like it's hurt. This could have been a hyperextension while he playing. Like that left leg, like that could have been a bad no contact knee injury.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, we'll talk on that in a little bit.
Same area. Oh, brother.
Ooh, now that one looked like he caught some wind. Raven Simone Fettuccini from the left wing. It was on line, and then it just veers right, just a touch.
It just carried itself to the right.
These are tough. Oh, let's get us out of here, boys. We have Sacramento tomorrow. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. Production had a treat for you all. It was going to be a Jimmy Buckets missed shot montage thing, just for shits and gigs. And then the boy got hurt, and so thought it'd be in poor taste. So big up to Jimmy. Hope he's okay. We never want to see no contact things like that. But we were finna have some jokes just for the sake of joking and licking wounds after an L. But I don't play about injuries, so
at all.
Fine. Rest up, Jimmy. Lenny Lester says Zach Levine finna give us 50 tomorrow. Some things you just kind of gotta. The only way out is through, and I'm out. Take me out, Brass. In the show, Omar, take us out, Brass.